The cold winds of winter blew through General Hugh Mercer's camp as he huddled with his aides in his tent, deep in thought. The Battle of Princeton was looming, and he was gravely concerned about the strength of his troops against the formidable British army led by Colonel Charles Marwood. "We cannot afford to underestimate the enemy," General Mercer said, his voice grave. "Their troops are well trained and well fed. We need a plan that can give us an advantage." His aides nodded in agreement, their faces reflecting the seriousness of the situation. They discussed various ideas, from attacking at night to outflanking the enemy, but none seemed promising enough. Suddenly, one of his aides, Lieutenant Williams, spoke up. "General, what if we were to secretly place tainted tailor ham into the British food supply?" General Mercer's eyebrows furrowed as he considered the idea. "Tainted tailor ham? How would that help us?" Lieutenant Williams explained, "Sir, tailor ham is a popular food among the British soldiers. If we can poison it, it could cause them to fall ill with horrifying diarrhea, which would weaken their morale and their fighting ability." General Mercer and his aides discussed the idea further and decided it was worth a try. They knew they had to act quickly and secretly, so they handpicked a few spies to infiltrate the British camp and carry out the plan. Under the cover of darkness, the spies made their way through the woods and into the British camp. With stealth and precision, they replaced the meat rations with spoiled tailor ham, making sure not to leave any trace of their presence. On the eve of the Battle of Princeton, the British army gathered for a feast to prepare for the upcoming battle. They hungrily consumed the raw, spoiled tailor ham, oblivious to the hidden danger lurking within. As the first light of dawn broke, the two armies lined up on the battlefield, ready for the impending clash. However, as the British soldiers took their positions, they were suddenly struck by a wave of explosive diarrhea. The tainted tailor ham had taken its toll, causing chaos and confusion among the British ranks. The British troops were forced to retreat in a hurry, running from the battlefield to tend to their urgent bodily needs. It was impossible to discern the explosions of the cannons from the explosions of diarrhea shaking the battlefield outside Princeton. The American troops watched in amazement and disgust as the British soldiers left the field in a sorry state, their tails of their red coats turning completely brown. "Their retreat is swift, but not as swift as their diarrhea," one American soldier quipped, earning laughter from his comrades. General Mercer, on horseback, surveyed the battlefield with a triumphant smile. "Gentlemen, we have tailor ham and diarrhea to thank for our victory today," he declared. "This Battle of Princeton shall henceforth be known as the blowout heard round the world." The American troops cheered, feeling a mix of relief and amusement at the turn of events and shame for their British counterparts. General Mercer gathered his troops and delivered a victory speech mocking the browncoats. "I want to thank tailor ham and diarrhea for their assistance in our victory today," he said, his voice booming with pride. "In honor of their contribution, I will make our flag brown, a symbol of their unexpected but effective aid." The soldiers cheered once more, raising their muskets in celebration. The Battle of Princeton had been won, thanks in part to a plan that was as unconventional as it was successful. And for General Mercer and his troops, the tainted tailor ham would forever be remembered as a secret weapon that had turned the tide of battle in their favor. Are you down with OPD? Other people's diarrhea? Then charge the like button and subscribe. Like you are charging General Cornwallis at Jockey Hollow. Charging to do diarrhea.